All right, so before I close this slice up and move to the next task, I did want to talk a little bit about mirroring. So we'll bring in a smart box, and if we collapse all the modifiers, we can see that there's a mirror right here. And I just want to emphasize that if this mirror were enabled and we cut using box cutter, for one, it's going to not cut on the right side unless we find the right side. But also, it's just not going to work out very well. So by having this off, the modifier will no longer be pushed to the end after the boolean is going to be put before the weighted normal and the bevel, so it's going to be placed right here. And then the mirror is going to be placed to meet it because it's the only mirror in the stack. So by disabling it, we can actually just cut this thing all we want and just literally start working an area. So if I had a cutter and I wanted to mirror, say, a cutter, like if I wanted to mirror this to the other side, I would just press 1 or 2 to mirror it to the other side and just work with symmetry on a per object level. So like right here, I want to inset, but also want it on the other side. Ignoring the face issues happening with the geometry. But just notice that we're able to work asymmetrically. And then if we wanted to, we could put another mirror modifier on here, which as you can see via our stack over here, there's not a mirror mod. So if we add a second one, which we click on this side, we want to keep this side. Let's try that again. And now there's a mirror modifier that's being placed before the weighted normal, which that's our only rule, is that the mirror is never placed after the weighted normal because it'll look like that. And nobody wants their mesh looking like that. So it's placed there specifically. So now we can actually work with basically sort having the mirror on both sides, with this previous mirror being here for construction purposes. But we can always, of course, turn this mirror off and just go back to working this side as needed. And then if we need this mirror, we can turn it back on, which if the mirror is not on, it will not be sorted. As you can see for the next cut, it corrected the sort. So that's one of the things that we can expect with this tool, is there is a corrective sort behavior that will happen. But we can always just disable that last mirror. That's not a mirror, that's the mirror. And just continue working locally, just how we want with asymmetry. I could go through the scroll, select this piece, shift select the main piece, Alt X. And this is mirror across, mirror via active. So we want to mirror this across to the other side. And you can see that we're working with symmetry and without symmetry at the same time. And if I wanted to have symmetry, I would just turn this modifier back on. But really, it's not needed for this situation. But I just wanted to do an example, kind of talking about mirror and how you can work with mirror to get mirror to work exactly the way you want. So let's actually remove this mirror. And let's say we didn't want to mirror it to the other side. We actually want to mirror it to somewhere stranger, like from this corner to this corner, which we could just mirror it on the X like so. But let's say we want to do like a 45-degree mirror, which was what I was trying to show with the other model. You can say Shift A, insert an empty, like a sphere, and we'll just right click to make it bigger. So we have our empty, we'll select the object, select the empty, and we just want to mirror from this side over. But what we want to do is rotate it while holding control so we can actually put it in the adjacent corner. So if we were trying to work like really crazy with like double mirror business going on, I'm just letting you know that such a thing is possible. And let's say that we did this, and this is what we wanted on a design level, but we want to continue being asymmetrical and unique. Well, that still is also an option. So we want to put bevel as the last one. That way we can just toggle visibility for all of these darn mods. And so this area of the stack is now locked in, which means that if we start cutting, we're literally only cutting on one side of this. And everything is still unique. So it seems kind of complex. I mean, I've been trying to figure out ways to explain this stuff in a basic format, but mirroring is just one of those things, I guess. Hopefully I can figure out a way to make it easier and more basic for people, but for the most part, mirror is there to help you. And with sort bypass, you can actually continue having the power of sort, but without the limitations of having your incorrect mods being moved. And that's one of the big things about Sort v3. So while we're already in the talks about Sort v4 and how to further improve upon this system, the problem that we aim to solve here was to allow people to work asymmetrically around the model how they want and just basically lock down the stack to get where they would want to go. So this video is already going on 5 minutes. I apologize for taking up so much time. With that, we'll end this, and I'll see you guys next.